In 2008, we had an opportunity to bail out Wall Street. This time, we need to bail out the American people who are suffering. Minnesotans are losing jobs, they're getting their hours reduced, and are struggling just to put food on the table. Mass displacement, home foreclosures, and the shutting of businesses are imminent unless aggressive measures are taken immediately. The coronavirus has exposed a glaring racial disparity that have long existed in our state and in our country. And I think we have an opportunity to now create policies that remake our system in a more equitable way.
Most people I know are living paycheck to paycheck. And now because of the pandemic, most of my family has been laid off of their jobs. So they went from low, pay to no pay. And so how can we expect people to pay their bills?
I couldn't pay my rent on April 1st. I won't be able to pay May 1st. No one should be expected to make any payments during this time. No payments, no late fees, no debts.
$81 million in rent was past due in the state of Minnesota on April 1. And those numbers are only going to get worse come May 1.
Housing is the biggest expense for Americans across race and class lines. Even before the pandemic, 47% of renters spent more than a third of their income on rent. Now, due to layoffs and mass unemployment, even more renters are making choices between food and rent, accruing debts, and at risk of being forced from their home.
This is a health crisis, but also a really deep economic crisis that builds on top of a housing crisis that has already existed for millions of Black and brown folks throughout the country.
This is why today I'm excited to introduce a bill to cancel all rent and home mortgage payments through the duration of this pandemic. The federal government will provide relief funds to landlords and lenders, allowing them to recoup their losses as long as they agree to abide by a set of fair housing and lending practices for a period of 5 years. We will also create a fund to fully finance the purchase of private rental properties by nonprofits, public housing authority, cooperatives, community land trusts, and state and local governments in order to increase the availability of affordable housing during this downturn. Because the housing crisis didn't begin with the coronavirus. Across the nation, families were already struggling with homelessness and housing insecurity. The people who will be covered are essentially the people who are really dealing with the economic burden that comes with the crisis that we are currently in. But make no mistake, as everyone has said, everyone in our community somehow needs this support. And so we want to make sure that it is universally accessible and available to anyone that needs it, and that those opportunities do exist for everyone.